This is the moment you guys have been waiting for. You're a headliner for the evening. Make some noise for a headliner for the evening. He's played at Gotham Comedy Club in New York City. He's played Vegas. He's played all over the place, but he calls Southern Pennsylvania home. Get on your feet, Hanover. Get on your feet, Hanover. Get on your feet for the one, the only, Jim Bryan!
All right, guys, sit down now. Man, I'm so fortunate, so thank you all for coming. Full house, which is amazing too. And we've had some good representation across the human spectrum tonight. Would you agree? Little diversity, right? Some different lifestyles. Who's out here representing the parents, though? That's who I am, right? I'm out here representing the tired, stressed out, strung out, broke, tired parents, right? So that's like my thing, you know, you play to your strengths, I guess, is what they... So I have a lot of children. I've got 5 of them. Some of you know that, some of you don't, but for those that don't, I have a 12-year-old, an 11-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 6-year-old. Yeah, man. Alas, whatever, it is what it is. You know, I feel like at the beginning when you first have a kid, I feel like they don't give you the right information. They give you information that is senseless, like make sure you don't shake it to death if it doesn't stop crying. Like that's implied wisdom, dipshit, I knew that. And they're so strict about it, they make you watch a video. They're like, Mr. Bryan, you guys need to watch this video cassette. I'm like, what is it of? They're like, it's a video so you know not to shake it until it dies when it doesn't shut up. And I'm like, you know what? I am insulted that you would think that I even need to watch such a video. Was it the way I look or something like that? She's like, God, another one of these assholes, you know? So then she's like, listen, if you sign the acknowledgement, I'll just put it in your bag and you can just be on your merry way. And I was like, absolutely, I'm not watching it. What kind of a monster would do such a thing? Until about 72 hours later. When it has not shut up, you have not slept, you don't know whether it's AM or PM or whether that's salsa or vomit, you don't know anything. And it's just like, wah, wah, and you're just like, oh my God. Like, where's that video? She come running in there, she's like, oh my God, Jesus, what are you doing? You're like, I can't remember what to do. That's fun, this relaxes it, right? She's like, no, abort. You're like, Jesus Christ, don't talk like that, he's sitting right here. All right, so that's what you call a really good start. Oh my goodness gracious. Unbelievable. Yeah, so anyway, right, so shaken baby syndrome, that's not a joke, but you all just laughed your brains off about it, so now you have a very good cross-section of everyone's morality in the room, which is nice. So yeah, so that's the information that you're given. I feel like they should give you the real information, which is like, all right, guys, you're new parents. In about 10 years, there's going to be a river of shit flowing through your house. But they don't tell you that part. This winter, I had 5 children who at the same time had the stomach bug. Yeah, that's more or less what my whole house sounded like. It's like, what day is it? And you're like, And you know what little kids do when they get really sick with the stomach bug? They shit themselves. You see, they're not like grown-ups. Grown-ups could be like, I feel like I have to shit. I'm gonna go find a bathroom. Kids are like, I gotta shit. I guess I will. So they shit. In their bed. At fucking 2 a.m. And what do, right? Kid wakes up, sodden in its own feces, doesn't have the fucking decency to take its clothes off, right? And place them anywhere. Nope. They peel them off like an accordion and throw them in a laundry basket like a shit pancake. If you're a responsible adult, you can't leave a laundry basket full of shit in the hallway in the middle of the night. So you gotta go downstairs with this, right? You're sitting in front of the laundry machine, you've got this shit, you're just like, what the fuck am I even supposed to do with this? You can't throw it in the laundry machine like that, you'll wind up with floaters in your machine. You guys know what I'm talking about, man. This is the real shit that happens. Don't shake it, Shook a couple 7-year-olds that night, though. I was like, what's the matter with you? Nah, man, you're in there and you're like, God damn it. Like, what has my life come to? Sooner or later, you're like, you know what? I don't have time for this. It's the middle of the night. I'm just going to shove my arm right down that pant leg and just be done with it and straighten it out. Yeah. Just like, fuck it. Fucking dark in there. You're like feeling around for a lever on the other end, like Indiana Jones or something like that. Like you're gonna be like, and a stone's gonna roll over and there's like a hidden tunnel in your own basement. This is what lack of sleep does to people. It makes you think like that. I know you guys feeling me on it though, because your laughter was confirmation that I'm not the only one with kids that would have loose sphincters. So anyway, so I'm doing my best to be a parent. Like, I guess that's all you can do is like just really try hard. Being a parent's like being on a little league. The coach is just like, just give it your best shot, like that. I feel like that's what we're all trying to do as parents. And we try to raise our kids to be aware, kind of like open-minded. I mean, let's call it what it is. I'm not from this area, but I do love it here. It's home, okay? But it's fairly whitewashed, for the most part, And the future is hopefully going to be more inclusive everywhere, as we see. So you want to prepare your kids, to live in a more open-minded world. And this was on full display. We were on vacation one time at the beach. And on the beach there was a swing set, and on the swing set there was a little Mexican girl swinging on the swing set, okay? And my daughter ran off. She was like running off, excited to play, and I looked at my wife. I was like, man, you see, we're doing it right. She doesn't see color. She doesn't see any of that stuff. She sees fun, and fun is the universal language, and she's on her way to take part in it. Honey, we're doing a good job. Till she started running up there, we heard her. She was like, I know, I was like, I said, honey, I don't think we're doing it right at all. I think we're doing it backwards. Do our best, man. It's not the first time my daughter's mouth has got me in trouble, that's for sure. Holy shit, man. I've talked before about, like, I have a lot of animals. I'm not going to get into too much of it tonight, but I will. We got this thing called a puggle. Yeah. So anyway, if you're not aware, a puggle is like a composite dog where you take like one really like small annoying dog and you find it a mate that's also small and annoying, and then they create like a new small and annoying dog, right? That's what a puggle is. But I have one who just gets the hump in everything. And she's a female, so it's kind of weird and funny that she behaves like a man, it's just funny to me. But she's got a hankering for this one couch, like almost to the point of monogamy at this, right? So she'll get in there and she'll be like, she grunts and makes noises and stuff. It's a delight. But so naturally, the kids are like, well, what is she doing? And me and my wife like to do this thing called punt, where we go like this and we like make up something totally ridiculous that allows us not to answer the uncomfortable question. So maybe you guys with kids know of a show called Paw Patrol. So they got this thing in Paw Patrol. It's called the Pup Boogie. It's a dance, right? So the dog's like, Daddy, what's she doing? And we're just like, we got this. That's the Pup Boogie. Which it's fun around the house until she goes to school and she's like, you guys want to see this new dance I learned? It's called the Pup Boogie. And dude, don't want to answer questions. She's like on the playground. She's like, it's like this. You know, because she has to find a slide or something because the Pup Boogie's against an object, obviously. Yeah, that was an uncomfortable conversation. That was a tough phone call. It sounds like you've got a lot of kids. Either that or you're very comfortable laughing about people who have them. Maybe you've had the glorious misfortune of attending a child's musical performance. Y'all been to those? Elementary school musical concerts? Yeah, I only have one gripe with it. It's that they call it a fucking concert. That's my major problem with it. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers is a concert. You ever been to a real symphony? You ever seen a real orchestra? You been to them? They're beautiful. The string things, they go, what are the string things? I don't even know what they're called. Right? They go in unison. It almost looks like blades of grass in the wind. It's a symphony. You ever see a kid's one? It looks like a sword fight in a Mel Gibson movie. They're like this, and you're just like, I don't even understand what's happening, you know? Dude, and the band's even worse. You been to a kid's band concert? Holy shit, man. An elementary school band concert sounds like an entire band is at the top of a really tall staircase. And some asshole comes over and is like, fuck these guys. And then they roll down the stairs for 90 minutes. Yeah, like stop calling. And then they put the word concert on everything. It's on the poster, it's on the flyer, it's on the website. Every time that word comes out of your mouth in association with the child's elementary school performance, Tom Petty rolls over in his fucking grave. Concert. I told this to a group of teachers right at a show one time, because I don't care. Teacher's like, oh, but that's the beginning of their music. It's like, dude, I never told them not to have these events. I said stop calling them fucking concerts. You certainly would never find me on my way to my son's t-ball game being like, hey, Jim, where are you going? I'm going to the World Series. What are you up to? Because it's just not a true statement. It's a falsehood. Just call it a children's performance. Be like, would you like to come to the third grade elementary school performance? I understand why you wouldn't want to come. Dude, one time my son was so adamant about not going, he super glued his mouth shut. And my wife was like, too bad you're getting in the car. And I was like, sorry, man, I swear I thought that was going to work. Dude, the last time we went, my wife asked my oldest daughter, she was like, all right, we're going to go. My daughter was like, nah, I don't want to. And she didn't come. The whole ride there, I was like, fuck, I didn't know that was an option. Got any grandparents in the room? That's real poor representation. Some of your kids need to start having kids so you can engage in the joy that is being a grandparent so that you can bitch that we let our kids play on the iPad too much. Kid gets too much screen time. You know what I think? I think they're just jealous that they didn't invent a device that can shut up 5 kids in 5 seconds. Nah. That doesn't involve driving a whole family into a fucking lake in a station wagon. I know I got a mature crowd because you could remember when that stuff used to happen. Some people don't remember. You'd be like, son of a bitch, another family in a lake. Saddest thing you ever saw, man. There'd be a tow truck out there pulling it up out. There'd be like kelp and stuff hanging. Some fat sheriff getting his first 5 minutes on TV or something. Fucking Etch-a-Sketch falls out of it. Something horrible. You know what they never found in any of them cars? iPads. I just feel like it sucks Steve Jobs died, didn't get to see how really valuable iPads were. Poor guy. Anyway, so I told you I got animals. I'll give you a quick rundown. So I got 6 cats in my house, 4 dogs in my house, 8 rabbits in my garage, no cars in my garage. Had 9 rabbits in the garage, though, so I don't know how many graves you guys dug this week, but I think I'm probably ahead in that race. I got 12 goats outside. Got about 30 chickens. So I've kind of just like let it go in terms of like trying to control my wife's addiction to taking in strays. Just go to like get out of the way. But she got a horse. Yeah, and she's fully aware of my like pathological fear of horses too. Dude, I can't even go to the fair. I'm like a kid in a Scared Straight tour when I go to the fair and the horses, I'm like this the whole time. Yeah, I'm terrified of them. My wife's like, quit being a pussy, it's a mini horse. That's what she says, right? Fucking mini horse. 450 pounds is mini nothing in my book. 450 pounds is like throwing fucking Shaquille O'Neal into a tiny stall and being like, all right, sport, I'll see you in 12 hours with a cup of food. I go down to the bar, man, the door shakes, right? It's like, I'm like, Jesus. It's like the boy from Home Alone going down into the basement with the furnace, you know? It's like, I don't want to go in there. It's terrifying. Bet you didn't know this about horses, mini or otherwise. They don't have miniature penises, that's for sure. No, this thing's got itself like 16, 18 inches of equine madness, let me tell you that. I didn't know anything about this, man. I'm a gentleman farmer. I'm not from around here, remember? And they don't hang there either. They tend to get excited. And it is terrifying when it happens. Like this, and it shakes. It shakes. It's the angriest boner I have ever seen. Not only does it shake, it slaps itself in its own stomach with it. It's like, ack. I gotta go in there, man. It's horrifying. Fucking random erections. I hope they're random. It's got one every single time I'm in there. I'll come back up to the house, man, I'm white as a ghost, dude. My wife's like, what are you so scared of, man? I'm like, dude, that thing's out there with a rock hard. I spend most of my time bent over in its food bowl, for crying out loud. What are you doing to me? She goes, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you something. Jesus, right? Like, what's coming next? She's like, previous owner says sometimes he just finishes. I was like, Jesus, bitch, you need to read the small print next time, man. If I come back to the house covered in horse spunk, that's it, man. I'm gone. I'm leaving. That's the final straw, dude. You can say goodbye to Jimmy. He's out of here. And she goes, no, you're not. And she's right, and that sucks, man. My life, dude. I mean, I like it and all, but it's still weird, isn't it? Anyway, you guys watch on TV, they got these commercials, right? This has really been bothering me lately. It's these commercials that make you feel shitty for not giving them your money. Like I seen one where it wanted me to donate my money to help save circus animals and reintroduce them into the wild. No, you can't have my money for that. And here's why. It's because isn't it like a human to think they know what's best for the forest? Think like an animal now. You're a group of bears and somebody comes over and is like, hey gang, this is Carl. Humans saved him from the circus. And you guys are like, what? Okay, nice to meet you, Carl. What can you contribute? And Carl's like, hold on. You're like, what is that shit, you know? He's like, it's juggling, man. The humans love it. You're like, dude, you're useless to me. I don't need your help. And plus, he's probably got a shit ton of PTSD from being poked and prodded in the circus. You don't want him giving up your six for hunters and stuff. Middle of the night, he's like, ah! Screaming himself. Right? That guy's not fucking helpful at all. Leave it to a human, man. Give somebody a paintbrush and they think they're all kinds of special. That's humanity for you in a nutshell. Oh my gosh, speaking of animals, I was at Walmart like last week, I guess. Yeah, you can tell, like some of you guys haven't seen me in a while maybe, but I got a haircut really recently. And it's because it's been so hot outside, right? Like you got to get a summer cut, you know, and I feel like when you go to Walmart and it's over 90 degrees, you get like a real good look at the real humanity that's out there. I didn't even need to get into the store to see it on display, to be honest with you. In the parking lot, I seen this lady. She was wearing like a full cheetah print unitard or something, you know? And she was like skulking around the parking lot, like, you know, like going under cars and then coming up on cars and stuff, which was really weird. I was like, man, that's a weird fucking lady. Got really weird when she chased after a lady wearing zebra tights and ate her. What a ridiculous notion such a thing would occur. People of Walmart, man. Over 90 degrees. So anyway, like I've been here for, I don't know, I guess I've been in this area like 12 years, so I do qualify it as home. Home's where the heart is, whatever. But I didn't grow up around here, and I lived in Vegas after I lived on Long Island, and when I got to, yeah, thank you. For which one, Vegas or Long Island?
Vegas.
Okay, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, man. What happens in Vegas screams its fucking head off 5 years later. So what I noticed one of the things I noticed when I moved to Pennsylvania was the abundance of dead animals in the road. It's something I was like, man, there's a lot of them, you know. It's called roadkill. And I bet I have a different emotional response to roadkill than most people, because most people just drive by it and they don't think anything of it, you know. When I see a roadkill, I always look to see which way it's pointing to kind of gauge the degree of tragedy that's occurred here. So like I want to know, like, is it pointed in such a fashion that it looks like it just stepped out onto the road and was like, because that's like less sad than if it's pointed to the other end of the road and you're like, it's like a heroic victory across the highway and you got right at the end. There's a huge difference there, man. He takes one step across the road and gets hit. His friends are like, man, geez, I'm happy we sent that dumb son of a bitch across the road first. Who needs a fucking juggler anyway, you know? As opposed to the other end of the road where they're like, come on, man, you're gonna make it. Oh, I can't. Oh! You feel what I'm saying? It's sometimes it sits with me for an entire day. I'll be like, oh my God, that poor bastard, man. He almost made it. Oh my gosh. I spend a lot of time talking about, you know, my kids and my animals and my farm and all that stuff. Probably not enough time talking about my wife. Yeah, it's cool. She is a saint. She is. She genuinely is a saint. It was her idea to get the chickens. A saint. Truly a saint. I mean, you guys got chickens, don't you? Some chickens over here. Dude, everyone's like, yo, you gotta have chickens, man. The eggs are the best. They don't tell you that chicken shit on your driveway, chicken shit on your deck, chicken shit on your picnic table, your front porch, your fucking lawn furniture, and last of all, on the eggs. Which for you young kids is an insight into potential outcomes in actual childbirth too. Whereas it's like a slow wave of consciousness where everybody's like, turds, what? Ah. Yep, turn your wife right into a little Twix factory. No, don't worry about don't worry about the ambulances. I tell when all the city comics come up to Hanover and stuff, and all the sirens go off, they they have a presumption that something catastrophic's happening. But here in Hanover, it just means it's like an old person probably died. Yeah, hey, it is what it is, It's just, let's be honest here. There's a drag like between Homewood and a hospital. It's called smart public planning is what it's called. So yeah. So anyway, like I don't give my wife enough public credit. So let's. So she's really cool, right? And she makes all kinds of nice stuff, but at her heart, she's just the most caring person probably ever. And this is on full display again when we had a situation where one of our kids, during the stomach bug thing that we had at the house, he's our tough one, right? He's got a good work ethic. So he was like, I feel good. I'm going to go to school. School calls us at home, and they're like, so-and-so wasn't feeling well today, but he said he was going to tough it out for the rest of the day. And we were like, thank you for calling us, school. We appreciate it. He comes home, and we're like, damn, dude, this kid looks sick, So she tells him to go lay down, whatever, and she's taking care of him. That's what she does. She's just always taking care of us, She goes to open up his bag, and she's like, what the fuck is this, man? It's full of puke. So she goes to my son. She's like, would you care to explain why your bag is full of throw up? And he was like, I was on the bus, and I felt sick, and I didn't want people to see me and make fun of me, so I just threw up in my bag. Aww. Right? So my wife tells me this story, very tender and caring. And I was like, that sounds like something a drunk does in a cab. And she's like, what are you talking about, man? And I was like, you've never thrown up in a cab to save face in front of your friends? And she was like, I have not done anything like that, you heathen. But she's from Hanover. There's no cabs or nothing like that, I told her, I was like, man, I've thrown up down my shirt to save face in a cab. She was like, you are a degenerate, sir. So anyway, eventually at some point we had to take the kid to the doctor, Like there's only so much that crystals and oils can do for somebody, you know what I mean? So we take him in and the doctor's like, gads, man, this kid's not feeling so well, So she tells the same story to the doctor about what happened on the school bus. And the doctor is very much like you guys. The doctor was like, oh my gosh, it's so sad, But it sounds like something a drunk would do in a cab, I think. And I was like, who's the degenerate now, woman? That's our family doctor talking like that. The kids go to the doctor. I don't go to the doctor. I have sensitive skin, and sometimes it gets a little irritated and stuff. People with fair skin might be able to kind of jibe on what I'm saying. And I get this stuff it's almost like maybe eczema or something, but it hurts on my mustache, and it fucks with my smiling, and smiling's kind of my business now. So I'm like, honey, it hurts when I smile, and my wife, I said, can you make me something, and she's like, absolutely, I don't want you to be in any discomfort. I'm happy to make you something. So she gets on the stove, and she's dropping oils and globs of wax and shit and whatever, and she's shaking it. She gives me this little bottle, and I put it on my face, and it works like everything else that she makes, right? And I'm like, this one, I got nothing to worry about. And I thought, what a nice lady to do something like that for me, you know, for her husband. So I put it up on my counter right there, and I noticed there was a label on it too, and I was like, what an attention to detail this woman has, you know? And I turned it around, and I saw the label, and it said, Jimmy's Vagisil. She's the love of my life, man. So she recently had surgery. I don't want to violate HIPAA or nothing like that, but her name's Tara, and it was a hysterectomy, is what it was. And it's a serious surgery, you know, like it's a big deal. Lots of recovery, more recovery than we thought. You know, she was really, really hurting. And I don't know, maybe like a week into it, I made this horrendous husband mistake of complaining about my back pain right next to her. So I come down and, you know, I'm standing right now and I'm like, oh my God, my back is killing me today. Oh, and the second I said it, I was like, oh shit, man. You know, I was like, what a rookie mistake, dude. Just shut up. What's wrong with you, you know? She looks at me, man, loving eyes as usual, and she says, do you think it's from pulling your own weight? Yeah, man. I was like, you funny bitch. You know? Yeah. That way you can kind of slip the bitch part in there and feel like you actually gained ground, but you don't. Oh my gosh, dude. All right. Pull it together, people. There's one more indignity I'd like to share with you tonight. Any of you guys had to suffer the indignity of going to the hospital with your spouse, your wife, and having to hear them say to your wife right in front of you, ma'am, do you feel safe at home? Every time I go to the hospital with my wife, you kind of know my deal, dude. I got 5 kids. All of them are fucking falling over, and I'm in the fucking doctors all the time. And all the time I got to hear somebody be like, ma'am, do you feel safe at home? And I'm behind her like, So this last time with the hysterectomy, I was like, you know what, man? I'm fucking standing up for myself, you know? I'm not dealing with this shit no more. As expected, she's like, steps in front of me. Ma'am, do you feel safe at home? And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna feel this one this time, lady. She's like, here we go with this asshole. Sir, do you feel safe at home? I said, let me tell you about a mini horse named Hercules. You guys have a great night. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.